This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
So the Congress is moving swiftly. Not swiftly enough, in my mind, but they now have the language for the impeachment resolution against Donald Trump. The second impeachment resolution against Donald Trump. And also notable is the fact that now Republicans are joining the effort to remove Donald Trump from office. Selfish reasons, so we shouldn't be jumping up and down and giving them a ton of credit that they're doing the right thing finally. But the New York Times is now reporting in this article, McConnell is said to be pleased about impeachment, believing it will be easier to purge Trump from the GOP. Selfish reasons to be sure. And Liz Cheney, like the number 3 or the number 4 ranking Republican in the entire House of Representatives, Dick Cheney's daughter, has also indicated, and I'm going to get to her statement and read it for you, it's very brief, she's indicated she will vote for impeachment, which makes 3 Republicans in the House right now who are saying they're going to vote to impeach Donald Trump. Adam Kinzinger, Kotico, I believe his name is, from New York, and Liz Cheney. And in this article from the New York Times, it is reporting that Mitch McConnell isn't going to get in the way of Republicans. He's not going to lay down the law that they not vote to remove Donald Trump. And in fact, he may vote to remove Donald Trump from office when the articles of impeachment make their way to the Senate for trial. Big news. Again, they don't need a pat on the back for this. They're doing the right thing. Reading from the New York Times, Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, the Republican leader, has told associates that he believes President Trump committed impeachable offenses and that he is pleased that Democrats are moving to impeach him, believing that it will make it easier to purge him from the party, according to people familiar with his thinking. The House is voting on Wednesday to formally charge Mr. Trump with inciting violence against the country. As more violent images from the mayhem wrought by the rioters emerged on Tuesday, including the brutal attack that ultimately killed a Capitol police officer, and as lawmakers were briefed about the threats of more attacks on the Capitol, rank-and-file Republican lawmakers grew angrier about the president's role in the violence. Mr. McConnell has indicated that he wants to see the specific article of impeachment that the House is set to approve on Wednesday and hear the eventual arguments in the Senate. The House is expected to pass the single charge on Wednesday, and a senior administration official said the White House expects about 24 Republicans to support it. Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming, the party's number 3 in the House, announced on Tuesday that she would be among them. This is a big deal. Donald Trump very well could be removed from office, and as part of that, precluded from running for office ever again federally. He could be a dog catcher somewhere, run for mayor of some small borough in New England, but he will never hold federal office again if removed, and indeed the Senate votes to forbid him from federal office. Now, look, this could be a move that Republicans want to make because they've used him for what they need him for. He has reshaped the federal judiciary. He's reshaped the Supreme Court. And now that they've squeezed all the blood from the rock that they can, now they want to get rid of him. I hope it backfires on them. I hope that these MAGA morons all across the country who are cultish devotees of Donald Trump and his white supremacy, his white nationalism, his hatred, his bigotry, I hope that they take a seat and extricate themselves from the political process going forward. Because Mitch McConnell and his Republican cohort deserve every failure that is ahead of them. Liz Cheney's statement said this: on January 6, 2021, a violent mob attacked the United States Capitol to obstruct the process of our democracy and stop the counting of presidential electoral votes. This insurrection caused injury, death, and destruction in the most sacred space in our republic. Much more will become clear in coming days and weeks, but what we know now is enough. The President of the United States summoned this mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame of this attack. Everything that followed was his doing. None of this would have happened without the President. The President could have immediately and forcefully intervened to stop the violence. He did not. There has never been a greater betrayal by a President of the United States of his office and his oath to the Constitution. I will vote to impeach the President. Liz Cheney, daughter of Dick Cheney, war criminal, Dick Cheney. If even Liz Cheney feels this way about the actions of Donald Trump on that Wednesday, be sure that there are others. Be sure that there is a good shot that Donald Trump will be removed from office. A lot of these lemmings take their marching orders from the top. They just do what they're told. They don't think for themselves. We witnessed that during Donald Trump's impeachment trial in the Senate just a few months ago. Only Mitt Romney did what was right. And then, of course, voted to approve, to confirm Donald Trump's judges and Supreme Court justices. He approved the Supreme Court justices of the man he doesn't believe should be president. That's the kind of mental clarity we're talking about here. And I think a lot of this is being brought on by the fact that Donald Trump is showing zero contrition right now. Donald Trump is taking to the cameras in very brief moments, because he doesn't want to take a bunch of questions, and showing zero remorse. It's like a replay of the perfect phone call. It was a perfect phone call. Watch this from earlier yesterday.
What is your role in what happened at the Capitol? What is your personal responsibility?
So if you read my speech, and many people have done it, and I've seen it both in the papers and in the media, on television, it's been analyzed, and people thought that what I said was totally appropriate. And if you look at what other people have said, politicians at a high level, about the riots during the summer, the horrible riots in Portland and Seattle and various other places, that was a real problem, what they said. But they've analyzed my speech and my words and my final paragraph, my final sentence, and everybody to the T thought it was totally appropriate. Okay, thank you.
Impeachment,
sir. Will you expect to be impeached?
And the coward walks away after having demonstrated whataboutism 101. Well, if you remember the summer, what they said, that was really bad. Everybody's looked at my speech and analyzed it, and it was perfect. No problems. Very appropriate. No. And neither do Republicans think so. That is why just yesterday, later yesterday, we are learning that Mitch McConnell and others in leadership are now opening up the floodgates and allowing their Republican underlings do the right thing. Donald Trump could very well be gone. I don't know. I'm not going to make a prediction. The House resolution for impeachment, I wasn't going to read it, but I'll read this part. On January 6, 2021, pursuant to the 12th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, the House of Representatives, and the Senate met at the United States Capitol for a joint session of Congress to count the votes of the Electoral College. In the months preceding the joint session, President Trump repeatedly issued false statements asserting that the presidential election results were the product of widespread fraud and should not be accepted by the American people or certified by state or federal officials. Shortly before the joint session commenced, President Trump addressed a crowd at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C. There, he reiterated false claims that we won this election and we won it by a landslide, quote unquote. He also willfully made statements that in context encouraged and foreseeably resulted in lawless action at the Capitol, such as, quote, if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore, end quote. Thus, incited by the president, members of the crowd he had addressed, you get the point. They're quoting from his speech that he's claiming everybody thinks was appropriate. It was clearly not appropriate. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the situation where we're impeaching Donald Trump for a second time. Of course, we will find out soon enough. This may take place after he is out of office. Stripping him of a pension, stripping him of Secret Service protection, stripping him of the ability to run for federal office again. What do you think, though? 714-576-4054. Email me, please. I'd love to hear what you think. daily@dollemore.com. I would love your support here on YouTube for fewer than $2 a month. Well, it's $2 a month. It's $1.99. You can become a channel member. Click the join button and help support my independent voice, my independent analysis and commentary on the news and politics using my special set of skills. What am I, Liam Neeson? Anyway, I'll see you next time. I love you guys. Until I do, be genuine and take care of one another.